What's up everybody, JustinWatchesMovies here for a review for the new slasher film Thriller, which is from producer Jason Blum, his Blumhouse company, and this was released on Netflix on Sunday, April 14th. I knew nothing about this movie and it was a huge surprise because I was scrolling through Facebook and my editor for Hotchka.com, where I write the reviews for, posted about it, and I was like, yep, you had me at slasher. I'm super excited to check this film out. And I was reading more about this movie, and the director has a love for 80s slasher films. And it feels like movies nowadays don't have a diverse cast in slasher films. He wanted to bring something different to the table, and so we have Thriller. This is about a group of friends many years ago did a prank against this young boy named Chauncey, and they tried to scare him with these masks. He freaked out. He pushed a girl over a railing and she landed inside a house and she fell and she died. He was sent away to prison, and I think he spent about 4 years there, and he was released from prison, and the kids are all grown up and they think that Chauncey is back for revenge and trying to kill them on homecoming night. That sounds like something we've all seen before. It sounds like prom night to me, but I don't care. I understand this movie is very cliche. It borrows a lot of elements from other horror films, but I absolutely love slasher films. Slasher films are my favorite kind of horror films. And so I watched this movie and I thought, you know, a lot of it feels borrowed from certain other movies. It's very cliche, but it embraces it. And I thought this movie was decent. I enjoyed this movie. Right away, we have an idea of who the killer is going to be. It's Chauncey, because he is released from prison and he goes home to live with his mom, and he's wearing this black hoodie and he's just walking around the school and picking people off one by one. But what I enjoyed about this movie is that it manages to still keep your interest level throughout this movie, because right off the bat you're thinking, all right, I already know who the killer is. I'm not going to be interested in this movie, because a lot of enjoyment in slasher films like this is finding out who the killer is and kind of like that mystery, but we already know who the killer is, so we don't need to, you know, be that involved in the movie. But Thriller did manage to still keep me interested throughout and still made me question things about this movie, because it may or may not, I'm not going to spoil it, take a turn that you did not expect. So throughout Thriller, I was interested in the story, I was interested in the mystery, and seeing where this movie was going to turn up. I was hoping that it would have some twists, and it does. I'm not going to spoil it. I did not see it coming, and it was welcomed. We have about like 6, 7, 8 friends in this group, and they all have these issues amongst them. Tensions are really high amongst these friends. Some hate each other, some are dealing with the past, some are just downright mean to other people, and so they have a lot on their plate that it's just not Chauncey chasing after them. There's other things too, like their friends that are trying to backstab them. So this movie also manages to create conflict in the group, and just not conflict from Chauncey chasing them around. We have conflict in the group, they're arguing, they're trying to figure things out. Typical teenage stuff that these people are doing. So it managed to have different conflicts throughout the movie and managed to keep it fresh. This movie's not overly violent. Yes, there are some stabbings and some things going on that is bloody, but as a horror film from Blumhouse, it wasn't really violent, but I still managed to find enjoyment in this movie. The acting's okay. People, I don't know who their names are, but a lot of no names, and I thought they did okay for their roles. Thriller is a movie that I enjoyed because I really do like slasher films. I feel like the market for horror films is oversaturated with supernatural and paranormal movies, and we get them all the time, and I enjoy them, but I do have a soft spot for slasher films. Example, The Boy. A few years ago, that movie about that doll, and I thought, I was like, oh, it was a paranormal movie and this doll is possessed, and then it was revealed at the end that the guy was a grown-up and he was living in the walls causing this doll to do things. And then it felt like a slasher film, and I enjoyed it just because of that reveal at the end. So I like slasher films, I enjoy them, and I could tell that this director had a love for 80s slasher films like Friday the 13th and Halloween movies and Prom Night. And so he took a lot of different elements and made his own movie in 2019, and I think it works. I can tell that he had borrowed certain elements. It did feel cliche at times, but I do like the mystery in this movie. I do like the slashing moments, and it's a fun movie. It's a one-time watch, I will say, though. Surprised that it was released on Netflix on April 14th. I did not expect that, and I was really happy with that. Like I said, the word slasher is what made me interested in watching this movie. So if you like slasher films and you like Blumhouse a lot, or you just like horror films in general, make sure to check out Thriller. It's on Netflix now. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a B. Thank you guys for checking my review for Thriller. I'm not sure if this is a Netflix original film because it did have the Universal logo going on it, but it was on Netflix. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Thriller. You guys can check out more videos right over here and comment down below with your thoughts on the film. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.